We are the keepers of these lands. She shelters and sustains us. Long after the flesh fails the spirit, we will care for these lands. Our drums will be heard upon the wind, our voices in the rustle of the leaves. Our people have a sacred trust with the land, a trust no man may break, a trust that death cannot sever. We were here when you first stepped foot upon this land, and here we will remain long after the last step has disturbed your soil. Language. And so having a painting like this by Philip Cote, who's actually a very well-known artist in the Toronto area and other areas, will do a lot to bring people in to have a look and learn the story of the Treaty of Niagara. So I'm hopeful that it will lead to more education, more understanding, and eventually steps towards reconciliation. You know, this is the first designation of a Chapel Royale in Canada to the Anishinaabe people. You know, there are two other ones for the Mohawk, and the Six Nations have one each. And I thought it was important that we show the alliance between the Crown and the Anishinaabe through the Mississaugas and the relationship with Massey College.
Well, what happened in 2017 was the opportunity to build with the Mississaugas of the Credit and ask for the chapel to be designated a Chapel Royale. And that designation carries with it two things. Number one, it is a recognition by the Crown, by Her Majesty the Queen of England, that the chapel is a symbolic gesture of recognition of the treaty relationship that the Crown had established with Indigenous communities, and the Mississaugas of the Credit are the treaty holder of this land. So that's the formal part. The second part is really this relationship with the Mississaugas of the Credit and the opportunity. It's a gift, but it's also a responsibility to have this chapel designated now, Royale, as being a place of symbol, a place of that we hope will be a good place for Massey to engage more deeply and build a respectful relationship with the Mississaugas, so that they feel that this is their place.
I was supportive that, you know, that we need to be recognized as a people, and this is our treaty land, this is our traditional lands, and so, you know, being in a relationship with systems like this, you know, would be okay.
I'm from the West Coast originally, lots of unceded lands. Treaty relationships aren't, of course we have treaties on the West Coast, but there's also large chunks of unceded land where treaty relationships aren't something we talk about as much as unceded land that was never in the possession of the Crown. So for me, the Chapel Royal was this incredible opportunity to think about what does it mean to live treaty relationships, especially as a guest to this treaty land. To think about as someone who is both Indigenous but not from the communities Indigenous to Takaranto, and also as someone who is settler. What does it mean to think about treaty? What does it mean to honor and uphold treaties? And I also think of the Chapel Royal as a place where multiple cultures come together and try to think about what it means to live in harmony and to share belief systems and ideas and ideology of what it means to be in the world, in Canada, at Massey, in treaty relationship.
There are several things that are quite unique about this Chapel Royal. First of all, it's unique because it's an interfaith institution. So people with very different backgrounds and perspectives can take part in worship and in conversation. We all benefit from opportunities to rejoice in our shared humanity and mutual vulnerability.
This is a Chapel Royal and an association to religions and churches, even though this is interfaith, I guess it is. That's still, there's still the question of, well, what about the relationship to residential schools? You know, what about the uncovering of the children and the role that the church played in that?
I think the role of religion in the genocidal project is now well known. I mean, so I think the role of religion in, you know, being part of the colonizing project is clear.
Any of these churches, Massey or whatever one, when things are happening to us that we don't understand or can't handle, we need the support of that relationship to help us along. And that, you know, we'll do our part to educate and make them aware and participate with things, with activities and education awareness programs here, because we come down here quite a bit to be part of that. And that's, I think, is all part of building a better relationship with society. You know, and this is a key part and recognized entity of society, so, you know, it's good that we're partners.
It's been a healing journey, actually. A very profound healing journey with regards to residential school, healing with the Crown, and then being invited to be a Chapel Royal tobacco keeper. So if I was to talk of it in a nutshell, it would be an incredible healing journey, one that I didn't expect to happen. As I worked through my degrees here at the U of T, which also I never expected ever to happen. Coming from minimal education to where I am has been also a healing, so education has been a healing journey as well. I'm
out there telling people, you know, what I understand the history to be, and like, lo and behold, our history is here on this land. You know, this is our Treaty 13, and our people were living on this land and using it, you know, for their lifestyle 10,000 years ago. So, and, you know, I tell people, you know, here's what a treaty is. The treaty was set up in a colonial document that was set in place in order for you to come and live on this land. So you need to know about the treaty and why we as First Nations people talk about it.
These aren't just Indigenous history. This isn't just Indigenous children. It's all our history, and it's all our children. And it's important that we talk about this, and we do things so we never forget this moment. Because I think if we can't get it right, when we've seen how much pain and hurt this has caused, then we're never going to get it right.